Amid an ongoing standoff between Indian and Chinese troops in Ladakh, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reached Leh along with the Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, and both of them are currently being briefed by the officers of Leh-based Headquarter 14 Corps, which oversees India's defences along the line of actual control in this sector. According to this update, Prime Minister Modi was at one of the forward locations in Nemo. He reached there early in the morning today and is interacting with the personnel of the Army, Air Force and Indo-Tibetan Border Police. He was briefed by the senior officials of the Indian Army. To get in more in detail about this important information and various other inputs, let us begin with today's defense update, that is of 3rd of July 2020. As I always introduce to you that SSB Crack Exams is India's largest, most preferred online defense exams preparation portal. It is one-stop solution for you if you're preparing for NDA, CDS, AFCAT, INET, Territorial Army and Indian Air Force, ANMEN Group X and Group Y. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter and Telegram, and you can even directly visit us through our website learn.ssbcrackexams.com, and you can even download our app from Google Play Store, where you can have each and every defense related information, examination related study material and all sorts of important content in your hand. Beginning with the question of the day that I have posted on 2nd of July 2020, and the question that I asked was, before handing over to Indian Navy, where did the Russian Pacific Fleet's K-152 Nerpa had its sea trials? And most of you have given the answer in the correct way, and the correct answer for this is in the Sea of Japan. Then what is actually this K-152 Nerpa? The Russian K-152 Nerpa is a Russian important submarine. It is a nuclear attack capable submarine, and this was commissioned into the Russian Navy in the year of 2009. It was this K-152 Nerpa that was taken on lease by the Indian Navy, and it was renamed as INS Chakra. Okay, so INS Chakra joined the Eastern Naval Command at Visakhapatnam. Before commissioning of this important submarine into our naval forces, this has to go through some important standard operating procedures, and according to those procedures, the submarine had undergone sea trials in the Sea of Japan on 8th of November 2008. Unfortunately, on that day, there was a very dangerous accident that occurred, that it was at that time a fire suppression system was accidentally initiated and unfortunately killed 20 civilian specialists and Navy crew members are injured, and 21 members are also got injured on that particular day. So that was a depressing one, but still this submarine is as of now one of the most strategic submarines that are being used by the Indian Navy into the all of the eastern naval fleet of our Indian territorial waters. Okay, going on with the first and foremost important defense update that I was discussing with you in the introductory session is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached Leh to boost the morale of Indian Army. Prime Minister Modi and the Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat are currently being briefed by the officers of Leh-based Headquarter 14 Corps, and all of these are going to oversee the India's defences along the line of actual control in that particular sector. According to an update by actually the Prasar Bharati at about 10:15 AM, Prime Minister Modi was at one of the forward locations in Nemo, and he is interacting with the personnel of the Army, Air Force and Indo-Tibetan Border Police. Going on with the next important update is that Indian Air Force's Senior Air Staff Officers Conference was held yesterday, that is on 2nd of July 2020, and this was inaugurated by the Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Rakesh Kumar Singh Bhadoria, and this was conducted through video conferencing. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Rakesh Kumar Singh Bhadoria sir has appreciated the efforts of the officers, and he commended the effort put towards the integrated training of all air warriors of all streams to meet the present and future operational requirements. Going on with the next important defense update is that India has started deploying special forces units in Ladakh amid military standoff with China. Troops have been fully appraised about roles they may have to assume in case hostilities with China escalate. India has more than 12 special forces regiments who train on different terrains, and we have developed specialization in desert, mountains and jungle terrain. Special forces units deployed in Jammu and Kashmir regularly practice war games in high altitude areas in and around Leh. Okay, Going on with the next important defense update is that Defense Ministry approves a proposal to procure 21 MiG-29s, 12 Su-30 MKI jets for around 18,148 crore of rupees. Previously, we just had an update that all of this has been, the deal has been said yes, and the situations and the important budget requirements are going to be taken into consideration. All of that have been done, and the overall budget estimate is considered to be around 18,148 crore as per the important government inputs. It is about the Defense Acquisition Council, which has met under the chairmanship of the Defense Minister Shri Rajnath Singh on Thursday, and they have accorded approval for the capital acquisitions of various platforms and equipment required by the Indian Armed Forces. Proposals for an approximate cost of rupees 38,900 crore have been approved by the ministry. Not only about these jets, but there are also some other equipments which are coming under various important ones, which include even the Pinaka ammunition is also there under this particular important acquisitions, and it also has BMP armament upgrades, and it also has the long range attack cruise missile systems. Also, Astra missiles have also been taken into considerations for Navy and Indian Air Force too, and all of these are being done under the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme of the Indian government. Going on with the next important defense update is that the transgenders are going to be taken up into the Central Police Forces soon. This is a very important one because in the December of the 2019, an act was paved by the government, and that act was known as the Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Act, that was taken up in the last year in the month of December. And according to that particular act, most of the government institutes, the examinations are also being, the mentioning of the genders and all sorts of applications are going to be remade, and all of them are going to be refurbished. The Home Ministry is at conducting the stage of consultations with all of the central paramilitary forces, including the Border Security Force, the Central Reserve Police Force, the Indo-Tibetan Border Police, the Central Industrial Security Force, and the Sashastra Seema Bal, all of these 5 important paramilitary forces, on incorporating transgenders along with male and female in the rules for the recruitment examination for assistant commandants in central forces starting this year. Going on with the next important defense update is that Australian Army is to receive 251 new remote weapon stations for its protected vehicles. Australia's Department of Defense has signed a contract with the Electro-Optic Systems, and this has announced on Thursday that an agreement for the procurement of 251 new remote weapon stations are going to be considered. Now, what is actually a remote weapon station, and that we have to understand. A remote controlled weapon station or a remote weapon station is also known as a remote weapon system, is a remotely operated weaponized system often equipped with fire control system for light and medium caliber weapons, which can be installed on ground, combat vehicle or sea and air based combat platforms. Such equipment is used on modern military vehicles as it allows a gunner to remain in the relative protection of the vehicle, and it may also be retrofitted onto the existing vehicles. Going on with the next important defense update is that the Russian fighter jets have again intercepted US spy planes as it flew close to the Crimean Peninsula. It was the second time. Where was the first time that? It was on the 26th of June, not so many days back. It was just only few days back. That was on 26th of June, where the Russian Su-30 fighter jets have intercepted the US Navy P-8A Poseidon patrol plane, which was approaching the Russia over the neutral waters of the Black Sea. But this was the second time again where Russian Su-27 fighter aircrafts, on Wednesday, they have intercepted the US Air Force RC-135 Rivet Joint Strategic Reconnaissance plane, which was actually flying over Black Sea, and it was flying very close to the Crimean Peninsula on July 1st, 2020. So this is again being done. The situations between the Russia and the United States of America at the various other important strategic locations in the Black Sea are very, very tense. And that is it with important defense updates for today. Now let us discuss with the most important questions by going on with a very quick review of the topics we have discussed. And the first and foremost question is, how many para special forces battalions does Indian Army specifically have? And the answer for that is Indian Army has 9 para SF battalions. I will be very happy if you mention what are those 9 important para SF battalions of the Indian Army in the comment section. Going on with the next important question is that the Defense Ministry approves proposal to procure how many MiG-29 aircrafts from Russia? And the answer for this is 21 MiG-29 aircrafts. These include the 21 MiG-29 aircrafts and 12 Su-30 aircrafts. Going on with the next important question is that which Indian state had announced that transgenders would be eligible for police jobs? It was in the last year that Chhattisgarh state has declared that the transgenders are eligible for police jobs. So that is what is being considered. Going on with the next important question is that who is the Australian Minister for Defence Industry? And the answer for that is Melissa Price. You can also mention in the comment section who is actually Mary Spain, who is Matthias Common, and who is Dan Dehan. That is it with the important questions. Now we'll have the question of the day, and the question of the day for today is, what is Special Frontier Force? I repeat, what is Special Frontier Force? The answer for this and the explanation for it I will be giving you in the next session. Until then, stay tuned to SSB Crack Exams. Subscribe to this particular channel. Download our app from Google Play Store. Until then, stay safe and Jai Hind.